How's it going, everybody, with another video? Today we got Gen Z needs to lock in. He ain't wrong. To be honest, I do need to lock in. You know, I don't really know what I want to do. I obviously want to do this full time, and I obviously want this to blow up, but I don't want people just like, oh yeah. Like, if someone huge reached out to me right now, I would be like, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of want to find my own audience. I don't want to be known as the person that was just famous because someone shouted me out. I want to find my own audience, but I can't do that because I need to log in. I don't know if I want to do my career in business in my school or just drop out and do this. I don't know because I need to lock in. But without any further ado, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get right in and log in to this video.
Locking in is a term that I've heard getting thrown around time and time again. What started off as a simple boost of motivation to get your work done, it's blossomed far beyond its original meaning. It's been used in
That's definitely true. Like, I remember at the very beginning when they started saying that, my friend was like, oh, come on, dude, you need to lock in and get your work done. Like, that was like, it was like, all right, I need to lock in. Like, it was a mutual understanding that, like, you need to get your stuff done. But now it's just like, you're like really trying on a game, or you're like really trying on a test and you fail, and you'll be like, bro, lock in, come on. And like, I tried so hard. Like, it's so annoying. It's like so hurtful.
My mom is kind of homeless.
Dude, I'm watching the stream while you try not to laugh, but
No matter what side of the internet you're on, I'm sure you've heard this term before. However, one age-old question still remains. What does it mean to lock in? Well, that's just the thing. Depending who you're talking to, being locked in can mean completely different things. If you're talking to the average student who...
For me, I think locking in's like, you know, you're messing around or you're just having a good time, and then you just hyper focus. All of your brain power just locks into places. Ooh, it locks into the gears. It locks in.
Maybe
No, that
has
was
an
the heat.
assignment due the next day. Locking in might mean working on what needs to be done. If you ask a Giga Alpha male who was raised by wolves, allegedly, it might mean doing excessive amounts of going to the gym and flexing your wealth on 13-year-olds, of course. But if you were to ask me, I would probably say locking in is working on a YouTube video in my underwear at 4 a.m. on a diet consisting of dino nuggets and caffeine. I need to make some serious health changes. However, I've made a disturbing but true revelation. No matter how you define locking in, or where in the world you may reside, if you are a part of Gen Z, we all need to collectively lock in together, otherwise we are so f***ed. The most obvious thing being that almost everything under the sun is being hit with inflation. I went to the store to buy a Calypso lemonade the other day for
This was $4.
the first time in like 7 years, and when I used the self-checkout, I was so appalled with the price my eyes had the misfortune of seeing. $4.49. Almost $5 for a fucking lemonade. For that price, I better be going to the Calypso Island myself and sipping the sweet elixir out of the lakes. Also, no, I don't want to donate $2 to the Children's Hospital.
Why do they ask like that? I don't ever do that. Probably should, but I don't. Why do they ask to be tipped at places that they don't like work on the food? Like, I went to my dining hall in my college, or actually I didn't go to a dining hall. I went to somewhere else that was like outside of my campus, and this person just heated up pizza that was on, I was at Sbarro, and they have like the trays. I walk in, it was in a mall. I walk in, right? I see all the displays of like the calzones, the whatever the like thing that's like wrapped. It was really good. And then like pizza and just anything. It's like just trays, right? They just take it and put it into an oven, and then they give it to you and ask for a tip. Well, what work did you do? I'm sorry, did you really lift your hand up to the oven and place it in and take it out? Oh, now I will say, I do tip the people at Subway because they actually work on my sandwich. Now, sometimes I don't, because if you really think about it, you are telling them every single instruction. It's not that hard. If I worked at Subway and someone was like, I want this, this, and this, I'll be like, okay, you're good. Like, I didn't really use that much brain power. I was just taking your information that you're giving me and putting it on a sandwich. I'm not using any brain power. I'll tip the waiter, though, because they work their asses off. Sorry, I kind of went on a side tangent.
Very much. That's half my Calypso money. Guys, that was a joke. I almost always donate to the Children's Hospital. How was that? Was that good?
Yeah, maybe try and sound a little more convincing.
Alright, I got you. Guys, that's a joke. I almost always donate to the Children's Hospital. In short, locking in means putting all of your focus and energy into one thing, not letting anything get in the way of your desired success or breaking your focus. If there's one thing that we humans all have in common, it's that every one of us wants success. And a foot joke. So riddle me this. If
Hey, yo.
locking in is so unbelievably important, then why does Gen Z seemingly have a problem to successfully do so? I mean, it's not like we don't want to live a prosperous and successful life. It's just that locking in, it's so
hard.
It fucking sucks, dude. There is literally no other way of putting it. If there was an option between actually being productive and eating Hot Pockets and watching YouTube all day,
Hey, yo, wait, whoa. Was
I'm gonna be
Beast
so real.
jerking
If
it
there's
off?
one
What?
thing in my life that I'm not great at, it's the ability to successfully lock in. For as long as I can remember, the scenario in my head has always been, all right, man, this is the one. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna get work done, and I'm actually gonna lock in. Dude, I'm gonna lock in so hard, the world's not
And
even
then
gonna
Instagram
what's gonna
Reels.
happen. Oh man, I'm gonna be an animation machine. That's funny. You know, it's weirdly comfortable to know that it's not just me who struggles with this and that tons of other people have this exact same experience, except maybe sometimes it's things that are more important than getting a YouTube video done. I've seen a few videos on the good old TikTok of people sharing the common sentiment that they just can't lock in. And while the answer has been lost for so long, I believe that I've made a breakthrough discovery that has never been talked about before in the history of the universe ever by anybody. Ever. Social media. It's obviously no surprise that
Oh,
that plays
yeah.
a big part in people not.
I do kind of wish I wasn't in this generation, because for sure I know that I'm not the smartest person, but my grades would by far be way better if there was no social media. Would I, be able to do what I want to do? I don't know, because if I was born into a place that didn't have social media, I wouldn't know that I wanted to do YouTube. I would probably want to do something else. So I would probably be able to lock in on that certain thing because I wouldn't have to have social media to distract me. I don't think doing YouTube is a distraction for me. I think it's something that I truly want to do, and it's not like brain rot. Like Instagram Reels, yeah, that's pretty bad. TikTok, I wish those things were not a thing. When I was a kid, I watched YouTube, and that was what I watched. I didn't watch anything else. I just watched that, and I didn't. Now I hate it because I'm in college, and I'm freaking doom scrolling on my phone. I mean, yeah, my assignments are turned in, and my grades are pretty good, but, like, I should have better grades and be locked in more, I should say.
Being able to completely focus for an extended period of time. I mean, considering when you sit down and do your work, you're actually sitting there in your own silence surrounded
When they were saying that they were going to ban TikTok, a part of me thought I really wanted that to happen so I could just generationally lock in college.
by nothing but your own thoughts instead of having constant straight dopamine pumped into your veins. Sitting alone in complete silence without any form of stimulation. Nightmare fuel. I've already talked about this pretty extensively in some of my other videos about social media, but I truly believe that one of the reasons that this is so prevalent, especially with younger generations today, is that
Another thing I'm going to say, I know for a fact this is something I want to do and something my brain's telling me I should do, because this is the time that I can actually lock in and focus on something for a long period of time. If you told me to do something and go, like, just sit over there and, fiddle with a fidget spinner for like 10 minutes or a Rubik's Cube, probably couldn't do it. If you told me to record a video and watch something and watch someone fiddle with the fidget spinner, I probably could because I want to do this. That's how I know that this is a good thing for me to do.
for the most part, we grew up spending more time on screens than any other generation in the past. It was significantly easier to get literally any type of content we were craving within that very second than it would have been for somebody growing up in the 1960s who didn't have anything but a radio and a Vietnam draft note. And this exact scenario is the same with tons of other people, maybe just with different circumstances. Last week I made a video about the reality of being a YouTuber, and one thing that I failed to mention extensively is the fact that every single video that you see on my channel, I procrastinated till like the very last second. In case some of you didn't know, some of my videos
I don't think I've been procrastinating that much about like this certain YouTube. I mean, yeah, sometimes I post a little late sometimes, and sometimes I, maybe a day late, but I usually post like within that day. I don't think I should watch that video though, because the reality of YouTube, I feel like that would be. You know what? We're gonna do that for the next video. I'll see you guys then. But let's keep watching this.
And edited all in the span of 12 hours. And every single time this happens, I'm sitting there at 4 a.m. going, why did I do this? This is terrible. I'm never doing this again. And then I do it again and again and again and again. Man, I'm even doing it with this video. The amount of people I know and meet who do this exact same thing, whether it be with work or school, is kind of concerning. I don't think you need to be some sort of rocket scientist to understand that this is not the healthiest of lifestyles. So, together, join me, my friends, as we find the solution on how to successfully lock in. There's tons of videos out there on the internet that can help my feeble mind truly grapple this mindset on locking in, like this one, how locking in became Gen Z's new hustle culture.
This is locking in.
Oh no.
The phrase is everywhere. Whispered in.
Because of course every single aspect of this video is completely AI generated, from the art to the voice to the fucking description. Is it not ironic that somebody decided to make a video about
my descriptions are AI, but I tell it exactly what I want. Like if you look at my description, it's pretty, like it's organized, I should say. Like, do you want to go watch Minecraft? Do you want to go watch my reaction videos? Like it's AI, but it's also my content mixed in. So I don't think it's like, you don't need to write it yourself. It's pretty simple.
Doing work, but then couldn't actually be bothered to do any work, so they turned to AI to do it for them. Oh, the AI. It leaves me no choice. I must turn to the only people who believe in me, alpha males.
2 months of hard work, you and your bro could get the nice.
I hate these videos.
The nice apartment.
Okay. But how do I do that?
All you have to do is lock in.
Okay, but how do I do that?
Dog, from 16 to 17, I made $180,000 profit in high school.
He's not gonna tell us how he did it, is he? See, this is something I've come to notice with people who claim to be motivational alpha businessmen.
A lot of people that do that, they're doing drop shipping, and then they crash, and then they get no money, and then they lose it all.
That they seem to think that either yelling into a microphone on a random podcast or filming a TikTok in their $130,000 car is the solution to getting people to lock in. And instead of giving you actual advice on how to do so, they just repeat the same thing over and over again, talking about their wealth. And even if they do give you advice, it's always the same 3 things being said.
Go to the gym, turn off your phone, and simply stop being sad.
Oh,
I mean, to be honest, like, getting off your phone, that is, I shouldn't say going to the gym, because like people can love their bodies and still be successful, and people can love, you know, who they want to be, and they could be comfortable in their own skin and still be successful. You could be successful and be anybody, but you just have to have that motivation. So I guess going to the gym somewhat handles motivation, but you can also find motivation in different things other than going to the gym. But I will say getting off your phone is definitely one of the best first starts you could do.
brother, this guy stinks. I have such a strong disdain for these types of influencers because they're well aware that the only people who are actually listening and taking the advice that they out more often than not are people who find themselves at rock bottom and are so desperate for a change they're willing to do literally.
Jesus, this keyboard and setup is bad. Look at all the cigarettes, dude. Half those aren't even used. They just poured them out. Is that a bottle full of pee? Oh, bro.
Anything, even if it means spending money on a course just to have an alpha male brag about their wealth. With all that being said, I've seen just as many videos online of people talking about how they're finally ready to lock in. I don't know about you guys, but I think the great lock-in of 2025 is among us. Taking more than 1 shower a week? Check. Making my own food instead of ordering DoorDash? Check. Going to the gym once a day? Check. Oh man, 2025 is gonna be legendary. Oh, it's October. I'll do it next year. Hey, you!
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yes, of course I'm talking to you.
Oh, hello there.
Are you tired of shitty energy drinks that are probably horrible for your health?
Yeah, they give me kidney stones. It really
That's
hurts.
really gross. But allow me to introduce you to Gamer Subs. It is a cheaper and a healthier alternative to energy drinks and soda, so that means no more kidney stones. How can that be possible, though? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's because it's zero.
I'm skipping this part.
And now, back to the video. Ever since like the 2020 lockdown, there seems to be a continuous cycle where people talk about how much they're gonna lock in and change their perspective on life. And they
Does anyone realize that it's been very different from 2020. It has been a generational like switch. I wonder how the world would be if COVID wasn't a thing. Because if you really think about it, people still wear masks now. They still say lock in because, when we were in COVID, people were very lazy and just needed to lock in. I wonder how the world would be if COVID was not a thing. I feel like we would be by far way better with this stuff. We would not be scrolling on Instagram every single day.
Do it successfully for an entire week and then never do it again. I definitely don't even have the right to shame people for doing this because I do the exact same thing. For like the past 2 years, I've been telling myself that I'm finally gonna go to the gym and get ripped, put on some muscle on my bones. And for a little bit of time, I did exactly that. I would wake up at 7 a.m., be at the gym for 7:15, work out until like 8, and be home at 8:15. And you wanna know the best part? Every single time I would do it, I always felt really good about myself, and so I continued to do it for the next 12 days. The reason I stopped going in the first place is because one day I woke up and I just told myself, I'll do it tomorrow. 2 years later, not only am I yet to go back to the gym and I'm rocking the exact same physique, but I'm also yet to cancel my gym membership because I keep telling myself that I'm gonna go back and lock in. That's not gonna happen, and I need to stop lying to myself saying that it is. I don't think this is something that's talked about nearly enough, and that's how miserable the feeling of burning out is. Like, not only does it take a huge physical toll on you in the sense that you constantly feel exhausted, but also in the mental sense that your mood is just all over the place and that there's a feeling eating away at the back of your mind, constantly telling you that you can do more when it's really not that easy. The feeling of not doing anything is so ass because deep down you know that you should be working, but you just can't physically bring yourself to do so.
That's how I was the other night. I was, obviously had a long day of classes and everything like that. Yeah, I could. I'm gonna. Yeah. But I just remember working so hard on everything, and it just came to the conclusion. I was like, you know what? If I go any longer, I'm gonna die. It wasn't that. It was like my brain was just like, I can't do anything anymore for the rest of the day. You gotta take a break. It was bad.
For a much longer period of time, especially if you have a bunch of pressure associated with it. This is pretty similar to what some manga artists do, where they do the entirety of their workload in a short period of time, and 9 times out of 10, it's a success, and the product that they're able to make time and time again is always so beautiful until they kick the bucket. And I don't know about you, but I really don't want to end up like that. So please do yourself a favor and take it easy. I'm not saying sit around and do nothing all day, because after a certain period of time you'll just feel worse and wish that you did work. But yeah, just be nice to yourself. Anyways, that's really all I have to say this week. Thank you guys.
That was a pretty good video. I probably will react to that one video with the YouTube. That seems pretty interesting. So I'll see you guys then. But if you guys do enjoy, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always,